Hi you guys, we are making a really cool project with Crayola markers and just a paintbrush and water today. We're gonna make a city and it's reflecting in the water. So I'm first gonna have you, I'm using watercolor paper, so if you have watercolor paper that would be awesome, but I've also done this on regular computer paper, printer paper, so that's fine too. I'm just gonna have you fold your paper in half first, the hot dog way. And when you unfold it, we're gonna be drawing a city, but only on the top half of the page, so don't go down here. And I'm going to be drawing my city just with the markers, but I would like you to use a pencil. So I'm going to draw some shapes here. I'm going to start on the left-hand side of my paper, and we're just going to draw a nice rectangle to start. That's going to be our first building. And then we want all the buildings to touch, because we want it to look kind of like a skyline, a bunch of skyscrapers, a city where there's lots of buildings or apartment buildings or whatever you want it to be, really. So then I'm going to start my next building over here. I'm going to make this one taller, like this. Now maybe I'll switch colors. I'll do a pink one. So I'm going to start over here, come out. I'm going to make this one have a little tall space in the middle. Let's do a green one. And I guess I want my city to be super colorful, you know. Let's see. What are their buildings? We'll do a tall, skinny one again. And then maybe a nice, short, fat one. All right. I'm going to go through and add some details to this. So maybe some brick on this one. So to do some bricks, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go through and put doors. And you know what? My markers at home are not the best, you guys. But it's still gonna work, so it's okay. And I'm gonna color those doors in. I'm using gray. You can use whatever colors you want. But when you color these in, you don't have to color in every single space of white, because we're gonna add water to these later, and the water kind of helps push the color around. But for the bricks, I'm going to go all the way down the building, making these nice horizontal straight lines. Then we're going to go back and do vertical lines, and they're going to be in between. So on this top one, I started in the middle. And then below that, I did one on the side and the side. So use that middle one for guidance. Then the next one, I'm going back to the middle. It's a pattern, okay? Your bricks can be different if you want. I'm going to color them in a little bit. But like I said, you don't have to fill in every single little white space. And I know that's kind of nice for a lot of you because you work fast, you're not very patient. And my markers really are running out of ink. So don't mind that. Yours will probably look better. And remember, don't go past this line because that's going to be the water reflection. I'm going to go back to this first building. I want that one to be orange. Doing a quick color job. Hi, puppies. My puppies came in. Hi. Good doggies. I'm going to put some windows. So just some little rectangle shapes. And I would definitely I would put in some yellow ones too, but I actually don't have a yellow marker at home. Big window, how about? Hey, pretty girl. And you know, think about what kind of city you want. You could give your buildings different names. There could be like an ice cream shop, or maybe your house is in the middle of all these buildings. You could put, maybe I'll give this one a flag. Why not? Some stripes. So when I'm coloring these, I am definitely not trying to be the neatest. And you know, I kind of picked this project for this week because I'm really hoping that you guys all have the materials for this one. I mean, I think you have most of the materials I've used, but this one's super easy. It's a nice trick. Like, you can learn this technique with the markers and water, and then you can do different things with it on your own. I'm gonna paint, or I'm gonna color the sky blue. Okay, so the whole top part is painted. It's all filled in. Now I'm going to use just a paintbrush and water. And I still want to do this part nice and neat. We don't want the colors to run into each other that much. So I'm going to start with orange. I'm going to start with one color kind of at a time. Don't be afraid to use a lot of water. Then I'll go to the next color. Let's do these brown ones. You kind of lost the brick there. So if you wanted to do each individual brick, you could. But I'm rinsing my brush off between colors. I'm gonna do the big spots first. I'll go back to do the windows and doors later. So right now I'm doing my pink building. Trying to go around all those windows. Now I'll do the green ones. Need a little more water on my brush. Alright, I'm going to rinse my brush off. And I'm going to go back and do the doors and windows. So I'm doing all the gray doors. Rinse off, go back and do the windows. And you know what? It's actually, when the water and the colors mix, they kind of blend together and it looks very cool. So it's really okay if your colors are mixing. The last thing I'm going to do, like this one, oh my gosh, it ran a lot. That's okay. I'm going to do the sky last. Oh, that looks cool. It's kind of tie-dye-ish. And then I'm going to do I didn't do this last time. So I rinsed my brush off, and I'm going to put just a nice layer of water on this bottom sheet. So just water going across. Then we're going to flip this. And we're going to rub the folded paper together. So hopefully all that color and water that we mix together. So rub it pretty good. And then when you flip it over, that looks so cool, you guys. So the bottom half, it should look like a reflection in the water. So that's why it's okay that there's spots that are still white from the paper, because that just makes it look like ripples in the water. And even this top part, it's a little more clear, but it's still a little, I don't know, hazy. It just makes it look more of a nighttime scene now. That is really cool. It's kind of abstract too, isn't it? So you guys can do this with anything you want at home. You can draw any picture with the Crayola markers and add water, and it turns it into a watercolor painting. Again, the paper, if you have thicker paper, it works a little better. The computer paper I used before, it just curls a little bit on the edges, but that's good for practice. I did my first one like that, and then I tried the second one. It came out much better. So that is your project for the week, and I would love to see what you're doing at home, okay?